Well, we already know Delta is here, and now there is another COVID variant circulating in Canada. To tell us more about Lambda, we are joined by Sarah Otto, mathematical biologist and UBC professor. Sarah, thanks so much for joining us. Just starting off, what do we know about this variant?
Yeah, so Lambda has recently been called a variant of interest. So they're variants which don't have any known properties that are different. They're variants of interest that have some properties that are of concern, of interest. And then the variants of concern are those that are demonstrated to have an impact on transmission or on severity. So this is in the middle category, Lambda, the ones that are variants of interest that we're keeping an eye out on. So far, it has been rising really frequently in South America. In Chile, it makes about a third of the sequences that we're seeing there. Here in Canada, 11 sequences of this type have been found. But the good news is we've seen them kind of across the year. There was one in BC in February. There are 3 in Ontario in March, April, May. And so that tells me that they're coming mainly from travelers and they're not leading to huge bursts of disease cases. So at this point, we're keeping an eye out. I don't think it's as much, there's not as much to be concerned about compared to Delta, a known variant of concern.
All right, yes, and we know that Delta is extremely contagious, and you mentioned that it's most likely that Lambda variant has been coming in through travel. We know that travel is pretty much locked down in Canada for now, but when things open up, are you concerned about the spread then?
I'm not that concerned because we've been, the first sequence of this type was seen in August of last year. And that means it's been around for a while. It's been introduced into many, many countries, and yet it hasn't taken off. And that tells me that it probably doesn't have a major transmission advantage. We'll have to keep an eye out, and scientists around the world are tracking frequencies of these variants to see which ones really do again and again and again spread. But I don't think Lambda has the type of transmission advantage that we're seeing in Delta. So I don't think it's the one to watch out for. I think the one to watch out for are Delta. But of course, this virus is still evolving. And so it's not just Delta that we have to watch out for, but future variants. And because of that, the real main message is go get vaccinated. The more people we can convince to get vaccinated, the more we can protect communities around this province.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what I was going to ask you next, because with, say 30% of the population or more remains unvaccinated, I know that there can be mutations within there. So that's where your concern lies?
Yes, exactly. And in some communities, it's more like 50% of the population is unvaccinated. So I'm really worried about those communities. And that's the Peace River area and some regions of the southeast of the province. And so, if you're in that area and you really want to help and you're, organize a vaccine drive or help, just talk to your neighbors about the potential value of vaccines. Be open to their questions. There's a lot of legitimate reasons that people are hesitant to get vaccines, but the important thing is that we have those conversations and we share what we know about the vaccines.
All right, that is mathematical biologist and UBC professor Sarah Otto. Sarah, thank you.
You're welcome.